Our next guest, his camera has framed the soul of America one masterpiece at a time. He's not just a director, he's a cultural conductor, a storyteller who can turn a script into a movement. The Knicks put this guy courtside. Hollywood has him at the top of the marquee. Today, we are spoiled to be joined by my man, Spike Lee, back on the show. What's up, Spike? Looking good this morning.
How you doing, my brother? And, it's crack of dawn here in L.A.
Good morning.
Good morning, but to see you wearing that jersey.
You see who it is, too, my man. The big oak
man.
tree, my man. I'm a Bulls guy, and that's Jordan's guy. So if he's Jordan's guy, he's my guy.
They're tight.
Yeah, congrats on the new joint, man. Highest to lowest, you and Denzel getting together for a fifth time.
You're the dynamic duo.
Like Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, or Mike and Pippen, too.
Okay. If that's where you want to go, I'm fine with that. By the way, purple and gold, my boy Shaq, he'd be happy to see that you had Coach Rick Fox in the new movie. It was nice seeing him, a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, Rick was also in He Got Game, too.
Yeah. So you guys have worked together before. That's right.
He had to meet those assistant coaches.
When I saw Denzel doing an interview about this new movie, Spike, he said he read the script. He realized it was New York through and through. So he was like, this is a Spike script for sure. But then he said Spike had to put the spike on it. So I'm curious, what does that mean when Spike puts the spike on a film? What are you looking to do with the script when you get it? What are the Spikeisms?
Well, first of all, it's who I am. And it's definitely the signature double dolly shot. And also, if we get in a few shots in Boston, we do that. We'll do that too.
Yeah, I seen that on the subway.
But it's just my personality, who I am, and it's not any deeper than that, sir.
I seen that you put the spike on a lot of the scenes, the apartment with the great view, the penthouse. That was beautiful. Also, the Puerto Rican love that you show every time I go to the Big Apple. You hear that salsa merengue, Puerto Rican love, and you show that with the city of New York. You got your Boston Sucks in there. I seen NYPD. What were some of the details, those like little corner store details that you knew you had to be in the frame?
I'm just a New Yorker. I grew up in back in the day, Puerto Ricans and African Americans. We just grew up together, same neighborhood. Also, created hip hop with the Caribbean brothers. So it's love there. And I'm not making a comparison, but the love between Puerto Ricans and African Americans in New York City is not, you don't have that same love, I think. In my opinion, I'm wrong, between Mexicans, African Americans here in the West Coast. I don't know why it is, but why? It's not a mistake that Rose Perez is in Do the Right Thing.
And in this new movie, I saw her at the very end of the movie. She looks about as good as she did back in Do the Right Thing days. Boy, she didn't age a bit, man. Nice shots by the director, too, on that, because you made her look great.
Now, Rosie's a dear friend. I just felt that we should have two great Puerto Rican artists, Anthony Ramos and Rosie, to introduce the legendary Eddie Palmieri, who passed a couple days before the premiere. So it was a big loss.
Highest to Lowest is the new movie from Spike Lee starring Denzel Washington. It's their fifth time getting together. It's in theaters now, and it will be streaming on Apple TV on September the 5th. There was a line that stood out to me, Spike, from Denzel, where he says, you got to risk everything you have if you want to get something you want. I want you to take me back to when you were a young director. You're not sitting courtside with great Knicks seats. You're up in the rafters, in the nosebleeds. What are some moments where you took gambles, where you put it all on the line and made risks to get where you are today?
I just had a belief that if I put in the work and I got some lucky breaks, I could do it. But I had to work. I just didn't roll out of bed. I went to film school, and when you graduate film school, and it wasn't until like 3 years after that I did She's Gonna Have It. So it was a struggle, but it was.
Who can you thank for that break?
I did the work in
your work, but who is somebody that you could say, hey, this like for instance, Shaq was a guy that took me in, and I wouldn't be where I am without the big fella. But Who are some people that really looked out for you in the early days?
Well, my grandmother,
Okay.
for she taught art in Atlanta, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia. For 50 years, she saved the Social Security checks for her grandchildren. And, over 50 years, that you get some money there. And I was the first grandchild. So my grandma helped me go through Morehouse College and then NYU Graduate Film School, and then gave me the seed money gifted me the seed money for she's gonna have my first film. So
And then you put in the work, and then here we are, man. 5 films in with Denzel.
yeah. But here's the thing, though, is that you can't cheat. You got to put you got, I don't know what you're doing. You got to put the work in, and if you don't put the work in, you're cheating, and you're not gonna get. I feel you're not gonna get where you want to be, and that's something I tell my.
All money isn't good money, ain't that right,
There you
Spike?
go. That's a great line from the film, and that's also on the poster. All money ain't good money, and what attracted me to this film, not a remake, but a reincarnation of the great Akira Kurosawa Japanese filmmaker, his film High and Low, is
That
that
was from the '60s, right? That movie.
1963. That's it's the film is based on morality. What will you do? And what will you do and what you won't do to succeed? And if you have love and peace, respect in your heart, there's some things you're not going to do. I mean, you're just not going to do it. Other people, they'll put their mother on the corner.
So sometimes the organization that I know that you love, that you've been sitting courtside at, I know that sometimes they got to make big decisions. All money ain't good money. You know that, even in the league.
Right.
Uh, but last year I was very surprised. I mean, the team got all the way to the Eastern Conference, the best runs in 25 years, and then they fire the coach. What was your reaction when you heard the news that they fired Coach Tibbs? And with all the money you've given the Knicks, did they call you before they did it?
Don't bring that up. I was surprised. I'm going on a record. I've done this before, but I'm going on record again to have complete respect for Coach Tibbs, and Leon Rose and World Wide West felt that they had to go another direction. So we got Mike Brown. Things are set up. Look, I don't want anybody to get hurt, but it happened in the playoffs. Tatum, Halliburton, so Indiana and Boston, I don't know. I'm not scared of Cleveland. So you still have to play the games. But right now, here we are in August. I'm looking forward to, I'm seeing a path to get to the NBA Finals. And whoever it is, OKC, man, those young guys. But there's no guarantee that they could come out of it. So I'm looking very forward. We're in New York, we're looking forward to a great
Yeah,
season.
a lot of pressure on Mike Brown, because I think if you don't win a championship, it's a failure, right? Because last year you got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, maybe you get to the finals, it might be a win, but is it championship or failure?
Yes. We haven't won since 1972-73 season.
Back in the Walt Frazier days, I know that's your guy, right, Walt?
That's my guy, Walt Clyde Frazier. So we'll see what happens. Right now, trying to get the Yankees straight.
Yeah, yeah. They've been
And the
failing, but
Mets.
there's still, I think there's still like 40 games left. I'm curious. You have so much great Knicks memorabilia throughout the years. What's the one piece in the crib that if all of a sudden there's like a hurricane
In
coming
the office.
or a
Go
fire, what is the grand piece?
For the people listening at home or in your radio, in the car, you should go to my Instagram, official Spike Lee, and I have the 1969-70 championship banner in my office that hung from Madison Square Garden.
Wow, they didn't keep that at the Garden. They gave it to you.
No, they renovated the garden, and somehow I didn't get the full story, but I don't want to know. I don't know if it walked out the garden or what, but I got it now.
I guess
It's
I'm
New
gonna have to
York,
check
baby. It's
out
New
your
York.
gram. Yeah. Go see the new movie, Highest to Lowest, new Spike Lee joint with Denzel Washington in theaters this weekend, also streaming September 5th on Apple TV. I want to talk to you about your soundtracks because the last time we spoke, you were making that movie, the Five Bloods, with Chadwick
Yes,
Boseman. God
right.
rest his
The
soul,
late great
Chadwick.
Chadwick Boseman.
Uh, yes. The heartbeat to me of that film was your selection of Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On."
Mm.
And that was a great selection for that
I
movie.
just read.
Now I
Let me
watched,
jump in. Let me jump in. I just read that Rolling Stone said that's rated as the great, ranked as the greatest album of all time. Did you see that?
yeah, and what's going on could be the greatest song of all time, and it's very relevant today when you listen to
Yeah.
those words.
I would just
But
like to
for this,
lament. I would like to lament what Marvin wrote. I would say, "What the hell is going on?"
but the song for me in this new movie, Highest to Lowest, is when you threw down that McFadden Whitehead and that ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. You're always so good at picking these songs that help tell the story. Could you tell me what the process is? So you see a script. Now you got to start scoring it and you got to pick the tracks. How does that work for Spike Lee?
Well, there's two different things. You have the score, which is a great score by Howard Drops, and then you have songs. And I love music more than I love sports. So that must give you an indication of how I feel about it. And Denzel's character, he's a music mogul. So he would pick McFadden Whitehead. He would pick James Brown's The Payback, the songs you hear. And I love music. I love music. I love music.
Your father played bass, correct? So you got music
Yes,
in
my
your blood.
father's a great jazz bassist, folk bassist. He played with Bob Dylan. He's uh he's on the first Simon and Garfunkel album, the first Gordon Lightfoot album, and when Bob Dylan, he was the top guy. And when Bob Dylan decided to go electric, my father refused to play electric bass, Fender bass. For him, it was upright, tone as is. And my
Yeah.
mother had to work because we would have starved because he was not going to play
Yeah.
electric bass. And if anybody, yes, I did a film about that. The film was called Crooklyn, which is semi-autographical film that I wrote with my siblings about the Lee family growing up in Brooklyn in the early 70s.
Yeah. And you never picked up an instrument or did your dad ever have you pick up the guitar or something, or you never had any interest as a kid? It's a lot of work to learn an instrument.
In elementary school, you had to play recorder back in the day.
Hot cross buns. I remember doing that.
Yeah, but for me, the gift I have is the ears for music. The really, like you said yourself already, where the songs you pick help you tell the story. You got it. You got
What's
it.
the most expensive song you ever had to pay for in a movie? They get
Mm,
expensive, right? You just play 15, 20 seconds of a track. Sometimes you got to drop big coin.
big money. But here's the thing, though. When I did Girl Six, I went to Prince. I said, I want to use your songs. Prince said to me, Spike, you could pick any song you want out of the catalog, any song you want. And he wasn't charging millions. I mean, that's the real relationship that Prince and I had. And he just said, pick your songs, and I'm not going to kill you. And it was a beautiful thing.
So Prince was your best deal on songs for sure. And he also gave you a guitar, right? Do you still have that guitar?
Oh, well, I'm gonna have that's gonna
He he
be
get you he gave you a
that's been
beautiful
handed down
guitar.
through generations. It's a funny story. I forgot where I was. I asked Prince, "Can I have a guitar?" And he looked at me like I had eight heads. He knew that was a no. And then
Come on, he's got
later,
plenty of guitars.
a year later, this big ass guitar case. In fact, I didn't even know what just a big case. I didn't even know it was a guitar case. Shows at my house. A year later, I open up and it's this famous white guitar. A year later,
Now, which
and
has more prominence in your office? Is it the guitar or is it the banner?
Well, the guitar is not in my office. I keep that
Okay.
locked up.
It's in the vault.
It's in the vault. And very often I think about our relationship. You know, you have relationships where you're really close, but you don't see him. I mean, we would see each other maybe once a year. One of my famous, most, what's the word? Loving times we had where the last time the All-Star game, I mean, All-Star game was at the Garden. We sat together, and that was, I'm telling you, Prince was funny. You had me up. Man, he was funny. And I miss him. I miss him very
Well, we're
much.
out of time, Spike. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. LFG, let's fucking go, Knicks. God bless you, Spike. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Orange and blue skies. Thank you.
Peace out. Later. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Download it wherever you get your podcasts.